If you're going to a Bears game to that time, you probably should have went at 2 o'clock instead of noon. That's where the offense started after 2 o'clock. Here is Shane Orley. Shane?
All right, let's get started with Shot or No Shot.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, man. ESPN's Matt Miller, draft analyst, respected in the game, in the biz, said something I found, frankly, shocking. He said that he believes the Bears could select one of the top 3 wide receivers in the first round of the draft this year. It would make consecutive first-round picks spent on wide receivers. Only 2 teams since 2000 have done that. The Lions, when they took Charles Rogers, Roy Williams, and Mike Williams.
The Millen era.
3 in a row.
Matt Millen.
You know what they call that, Hoodie? A strikeout.
Oh, man.
And the Eagles.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And over for a strike, and it's 0-3.
And the Eagles were the other team to do it when they took Jalen Reagor and Devontae Smith. So apparently, if you're going to take consecutive receivers in the first round, it's because the first guy you took was a very obvious bust. Rome Odunze was not that. That said, they could still be looking for a little extra speed for Ben Johnson and a concrete replacement for Keenan Allen. So shot or no shot, the Bears could draft a receiver in the first round again.
No shot. I would be shocked.
They could, but I would prefer them not to. So it would be a no shot. Take care of your lines, please. Please. It was a luxury to have 3 wide receivers and a tight end and a pass-catching running back at times last year. And what did that get you? Nothing. If you're going to a Bears game to that time, you probably should have went at 2 o'clock instead of noon. That's where the offense started after 2 o'clock. Even with all that offense that the Bears had, they couldn't score until late in games. So I'll take the 2 that the Bears have right now in Rome Odunze and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and move forward.
Yeah, and Calvin Banks could be on the board there. He's a really good player. Offensive line, Will Campbell,
yes.
Mason Grant. Somebody's going to be there. Somebody's going to be there.
You liked it for the team to build it like the Lions? Build it like the Lions then. Get your lines straight.
You know me. I'm the best guy on the board. That's my philosophy.
Yes.
Who's the best player on the board? I'd rather get the best guy on the board than go, oh, I'm going to take this receiver. He's over here because I need one. No, I'm going to get the best guy on the board. But I cannot believe that the best guy on your board, if there's quarterbacks going, that there's not going to be a line of a defensive or offensive alignment?
Yeah.
Come on.
You and I disagree on that, and we'll always disagree on that because it's just, for me, it is drafting for a hole on my roster, especially if it's within the framework of me in the draft. Say at 10, I need a defensive lineman. But I really need more speed on the wide receiver spot. I'm taking the lineman first. I need a lineman badly.
And what if you have that lineman graded significantly? He's still a really good player, but the whoever the other position is markedly higher on your board. You're not taking him.
I just would tip my cap because I can't get everybody. I just know that. I just know that the defensive line as is not good enough.
Agreed.
And again, you have to be able to look at it on both sides. If your offense, you feel like your offense is straight, outside of maybe getting a better running back or a younger running back, I just know your defense outside the secondary still needs help. I like the linebackers that the Bears have, but here's the thing. If I knew what Javon Dexter was, I'd probably be cool with it by getting a wide receiver and running back. But I don't know what that is. Montez Sweat, rotational toward the end because of injury. Can he give me quality down in and down out at the left defensive? I don't know that. And the other 2, Jared, with all of his bravado and was great at the microphone last week and his leadership and all that, I know that this is someone that's an aging player. And same thing with Deo. And I'm not trying to push them out the door already. I'm just saying that you got to get younger at these spots.
You do.
That's all I'm saying. So
I just want talent. Man.
Shay, for me, it's just like if I have a gaping wound on my depth chart that needs to be filled, I'll try to get the best player available to fill that spot. I don't want to. I never feel like you got to put a hat on a hat on a hat in the draft. That's what Millen did with Detroit. Hey, I need more speed. Hey, I need more speed. Hey, I need more speed. Yeah, what about your offensive line for the quarterback at that time? What about your defense at that time? For me, I'm always one to say if that position's high on my board, I got to fill that need. That's just me. I've always been that way. Shay?
All right, the Cubs caught a break in Japan. Mookie Betts suffered an illness that Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said caused him to lose 15 pounds. Said he's not going to be able to go. They're going to fly him back to the States, it sounds like, so he can rest and recover, get rehydrated.
He couldn't get through practice yesterday.
Yeah, it sounds like whatever he had was brutal. I mean, you lose 15 pounds. My God.
Man, I want that diet plan.
No kidding. Dude, can I get whatever Mookie had? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want that.
I want the Mookie diet.
That's a joke. He likely is flying back to the States. He will not play in the opening series tomorrow and Wednesday against the Cubs. Shot or no shot, the Cubs have a chance to get a 2-game sweep against the Dodgers in Tokyo.
Look, that's a shot. They also could get swept 2 straight. That's a shot. Guess what? That's why we play the games. Tee them up, get up in the morning, grab a cup of coffee. You know my mantra. Wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and find a way to win a baseball game. Let's go.
Well, I'll just tell you this. Maybe with bets on Muzempic, maybe there's a possibility for the Cubs to be able to win.
He's on what?
Huh? Muzempic.
What?
he's on the needle.
Wow.
What?
Allegedly. No, I'm kidding.
It's not even a product.
Again, I'm kidding.
It's just made up. Muzempic. So, Cap, that the Dodgers can still win without Mookie Betts.
No doubt. I said to you, we
easy.
could sweep them. They could sweep us. We could split. Those are the 3 possibilities.
Love that matchup, though, man. Shohei Ohtani, Imanaga.
Super cool. Let's go.
By the way, that's on my laundry list of questions about the Cubs. He's one of the question marks I have about the Cubs. There's a number of them where I need to say, show me again. Imanaga, can he be able to replicate what he did last year? We sure?
I hope so.
Steele, we sure?
I hope so.
That's the thing. It's not no, it's question mark, let's see. That's a lot with this Cubs team. And also, when I take a look around baseball, Cap, when you have multiple thumpers in the lineup, I like to know who else is going to be able to do that on this Cubs team on a regular basis to lead you through the summer. That's a big question. And these break-even Cubs that you root for. It's not my quote. Ricketts. I didn't really mean that. I didn't mean break-even. Okay. I have it here. We'll play it for you.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
It was not. The Cub fans did not like that quote from Tom Ricketts. The Cubs are beyond just break even. Financially, I'm sure in the office it's like, boy, if we could just break even, we'd be good financially. No, what you want is a winning product on the field, not break even. Whatever you're trying to do financially is fine, but Cub fans want more than just second place or just an average product, just to break even financially.
They want to win.
Nobody likes the carrot on the stick nonsense. Fans don't like that. It's about winning now. Come on now. It's been too long out of the playoffs.
Completely agree.
You'll hear it coming up on the show.
I haven't heard it. I'd like to hear it.
I'd like to see your reaction to what Mr. Ricketts had to say and his strategy for the Chicago Cub, the National League Ball Club. Shay?
All right, yesterday, the selection show for the tournament, the SEC broke a record on Selection Sunday, getting 14 teams selected to the NCAA tournament. They had 6 teams outside the top 30 on KenPom receive at-large bids. We're talking teams like Oklahoma that had 6 conference wins, a 6-12 conference record. Texas that needed 2 wins in the SEC tournament, 2 upsets to get north of 6 wins in conference play. Vanderbilt, the dregs of the SEC got into this thing. Shot or no shot. Regardless of conference quality, no conference should ever get 14 teams in.
That is a shot. I was shocked at how many teams from the SEC got in. The back half of the SEC got in. I understand that SEC fans will travel, no question that they'll travel. But the idea that Porter got in with Oklahoma, Texas Longhorns. I mean, why don't you just let LSU and South Carolina in too? Just let them all in. Why don't you do that? Do that, Shay.
Honestly, why Oklahoma lost to LSU?
I was shocked at that.
Let's get LSU in this thing, right?
And Porter's a homie, as you well know.
I love Porter.
I love Porter. But I've been watching his team struggle a lot this season.
I bet on his team and watched them get their head kicked in. Yeah, 6 wins in the conference. No, you shouldn't be in. That's A. B, all this stuff that's coming out now this morning that Bubba Cunningham, according to multiple sources, including Dan Dockich, who follows this stuff very closely, he gets a $104,000 bonus because North Carolina made the tournament.
I don't believe the earmuffs story of he wasn't in the room when they discussed North
So
Carolina.
a friend of mine was on the committee.
That's crazy.
A friend of mine was on the committee. He said, dude, they take your phones. You are sequestered, I think, from Wednesday on, and they will allow you can call home for a brief moment, but you can't get texts, you can't get calls, nothing. There is no communication with the outside world. And he said when his league, he was an AD, he said when his team was discussed, he said, I literally was escorted by security outside.
I think the glass was against the wall.
He said he said they do it right. But that said, the AD of North Carolina gets a $104,000 bonus. You're telling me the rest of the guys or gals on the committee don't go, all right, let's take care of Bubba.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Come on.
Shay, I want to just thank you. I know he doesn't like when I give him credit, especially out loud. But I am going to give you credit for asking the right question this morning. Because no one asked us that question that you just asked. The outrage today is, should North Carolina be in or not? And the answer is no, but that's the low-hanging fruit. The right question is what you asked, and that is the amount, as someone who supports SEC football, not as much basketball, but just the idea that many teams got into the tournament is crazy to me. Crazy to me. I couldn't believe that. I watched the bottom half of the SEC all season. I said, well, those teams aren't getting in, and they got in. To the point where game night was at Vanderbilt.
Dude, it's
what are you doing there?
It's absurd.
I saw Jay Williams in a warm coat. I said to my wife,
outside.
Where are they? Vanderbilt.
I would so much rather get a multi-bid A10 than 14 SEC teams.
Yeah, George Mason had a good season. Loyola had a good season.
And George Mason took a really good VCU team right to the wire.
They did.
Their reward is here's the NIT or wherever they send them.
I just think that'd be more intriguing. You have a lot of teams that people have not seen all season, but the point is, though, is that just taking the SEC just because it's not football, okay? You're taking almost all the conference, and I was just stunned by that. Stunned. Some of these non-power 4 conference teams, Cap, would love to have 2 bids and good enough to have 2 bids and don't get them. Okay. I'm not outraged by it like some here on television, but what I'm saying is that there was a complete imbalance of that many teams in the tournament, the SEC, and I know that's a money game with that because they know that there'll be butts and seats for a lot of those teams.
How about shutting out West Virginia and admitting it was player availability, but you let Oklahoma in? Oh, it just. And again, it's 68 teams. We'll figure out the winner. It's not a huge deal, but it is you're kind of disrespecting the kids on West Virginia who worked to have the season that they had because their best players out.
But they have always said, we take injury into account.
Okay.
Now, I thought it was more for seeding purposes rather than keeping you out. But Tucker DeVries,
yeah,
he's their best player. Mm-hmm. His dad's the head coach. They used to be at Drake together.
Yeah.
I mean, he's injured. He can't play. So I understand maybe you're saying you put him in a play-in or whatever you want, but they should have been in over North Carolina.
Well, and you see how much it means to these kids just to make the tournament. They put those cameras in the schools, and you've got SIU Edwardsville losing their minds because they've been offered a pine box against whoever they get.
Who they get, Auburn?
No, I think I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I don't know if they're one of the play-in teams. They got Houston. Yeah. So here's your pine box.
Same thing.
But it means so much to make it, and you're shutting teams out who probably deserved it, so you can get 6-12 SEC Oklahoma in. No, come on.
Agree.
Just
Agree.
now it just becomes brand and name recognition and fans and money. That's what it all comes down to. I get it. Because I saw North Carolina hemorrhage all season. I was like, that team isn't any good. They were not good this year.
They were not.
I'll let them in. Brand name. Jordan will like it. Okay. So they're going to get bounced, and then what? Was that worth it for the one game?
Fair.
Because of name recognition? Around the NFL, oh, no. Not just around the NFL. We've got the mock draft.
How about that? Who we getting?
We're going to find out coming up next. Kap and J Hood presented by ESPN.